Thank you so much for joining me on this week's video. I know your time is, in my opinion, the most valuable asset. So thank you for spending your time with me so I can share some great tips today. I've got 3 tips to lay out your roadmap to get the weight off that you're working towards. So before we get rolling here, if we have not met, hello, my name is Nicole Dalton. I'm a family medicine physician assistant for over 20 years and now a women's weight loss health coach. And at this point, I've probably helped more than 100, if not thousands of women lose weight through this time. And I get so excited every time that I get a chance to talk with one of you about your weight loss and health goals. And I definitely want to empower you to create the healthiest version of yourself. This midlife time is the time for you. You can take back your life, right? I feel like we've gone through this whole time of working hard at our careers, raising families, having partners, having a home to take care of, and getting to take care of. But I feel like all of that takes us in so many different directions. Now we have aging parents and then maybe some grandbabies on the way. And so there's a lot going on all of the time. But this is the time in your life to take back control, and you get to decide what you want the next half of your life to look like in health and in your life in general. But creating the health that you want for yourself will set you up to be able to do all those other fun things that you want to do. So if you've not thought about it, pause for a moment today and think about what you want the rest of your life to look like and what your health wants, what you want your health to look like to get there. So today, if you have not joined my Facebook community, Weight Loss for Midlife Women, we would love to have you there. It's a great group of supportive women all in this midlife journey together, creating the healthiest versions of ourselves and all working towards weight loss and health goals. So we would love to have you. I'll share that in the show notes below. If you are ready to know what it looks like working together, I would love to hop on a call with you. I'll share my calendar below. It's a free 30-minute consult call. And I'll also share in the show notes below, I have 2 past videos that I want to share. One is Karen's story on how she lost 60 pounds. And another video is what it looks like working together and what some of my prior clients and past clients have looked like as well. So I'll share those in the show notes as well. Okay, so before we get going here, you may have noticed that I'm not in my typical study or office today. We're actually in the process of remodeling that. So maybe next week I'll be back in there. So if you hear some banging and some drilling noises behind me, that's what's going on. But the study in the office will look brighter, and I'm super excited to get in there. So I feel like between home, we've been doing some remodeling, and in the clinic I work in, we've been doing some remodeling. So I feel a little kind of misplaced and out of sorts a little bit. And I feel like this compares a lot to these menopausal years, right? Like through perimenopause, you kind of, at least I do, I kind of feel out of sorts at times, and not quite certain what my body's doing, and why I'm feeling certain ways or what my period wants to do. And so it definitely can be kind of frustrating at times. Kind of like a home remodel, right? Like you're kind of misplaced and out of sorts, and it's a little frustrating to have everything a mess and just kind of out of place. But knowing what we have to look forward to, okay? So in perimenopause, we have no periods to look forward to. Like that's super exciting to me too, and it's okay to feel out of sorts as we're reaching towards that final goal of no period. Same thing kind of with a remodel. It's okay to be out of sorts with it as I'm waiting for a new place to work. So hang in there, ladies that are going through perimenopause and that are postmenopausal. I'm going to walk you through 3 steps today. I'm going to give you a roadmap on how you can lose the weight that you're wanting to. Okay. And before we dig in, I want you to think about, how does it feel when you go on vacation Okay, so let's think about traveling. So when when you're going on a road trip, let's say, and you're going to pack up the family, or maybe it's just you and your partner, or maybe it's a solo trip. Okay, but when you're packing up the car and getting ready, it's always best and it's always easiest to have a final destination in mind, right? Like you want to know where you're going to go for your weekend away or your week away. So having that destination is key, because then you can actually GPS it and use our maps to get there. And too, like how long this will take me to get to my final destination. Is it, a cross country road trip from New York to California? That's going to take me days and days. Or is it going to be, just a few hour drive for a weekend away? So knowing that will also help you to guide out your GPS and your steps. Like how many bathroom breaks do you have to take? How many stops for food or gas do you have to take? So that will help you get to your final destination with a better plan. And you're setting yourself up to get to that final destination about the time that you want, but also being prepared for obstacles, right? Like if you know that if you're traveling with kids, you just have to be ready for any obstacle, maybe some motion sick kids, or you may have to make some extra stops for bathroom breaks. Versus if you're going to do a solo trip in the car, you can kind of judge yourself, but you still have to be ready for obstacles. What if you get a flat tire? What if you have a detour that you have to work around, or extra traffic that delayed you? So you have to be ready for those obstacles that do come up anytime you take a road trip. So let's compare this to weight loss. Okay. I love talking about travel and I love talking about weight loss and health. So now we get to pair them together. So the three main tips I have for you is for weight loss is making a goal, having a plan, and then be prepared for the obstacles, just like traveling on a road trip. Okay. So the first thing is having a goal, having a destination. I talk to so many women that know that they want to lose weight, to feel better in their bodies, to have more energy, to be able to be more active with their family, to be able to get on the floor and get back up, to do their own grocery shopping, and carry their own groceries when they're 80. So they know that they have this final destination in mind and all the things that they want to be doing. But the piece that a lot of women miss is having a goal. Okay. I know it's hard to pick a specific weight, but most women know about what weight they feel comfortable in their body and allows them to do the things that they want to do. So picking a goal weight is super important. And obviously it could be adjusted, right? Like if you're going on vacation and you have a final destination, say the hotel, had a problem and they had to relocate you. So it's okay to change your mind and it's okay to readjust your goal weight as you get going. But it's important to start with a goal. And it's okay to break that goal down, right? Like if your goal is 100 pounds or more, it is going to be important, just kind of like that cross country travel. Like you're not going to go from New York to California in one straight shot, right? Like you're gonna have to stop along the way and rest and get more gas and sleep. And same thing if you have a large weight loss goal ahead of you, you've got to break it down. You've got to have this larger weight loss goal, but you have to break it down into smaller steps. So maybe that smaller step is every 10 pounds to kind of reset, refocus, relook at things, readjust what you're eating and drinking and sleeping and exercise looks like, and then shoot for that next 10 pounds. Again, readjust, refocus. Same thing with that long crossroad or cross country travel. Okay. So take the large chunk, break it into smaller chunks. Okay. If you have a 10-pound weight loss goal, okay. So that would be like a weekend away. So you still have to have a plan. You have to have a focus. You have to have a final destination and know when you need to rest and take breaks to get yourself there. Okay. So the first thing is having that goal. The second thing is to have a plan. You need to have a roadmap. You need to have a GPS take you there. Okay. So so actually I have several different pieces to the plan when you're working on weight loss. Okay. the first thing is get organized, okay? Even if that means like cleaning up your house first or putting stuff away in your house, like get organized first. I feel like if whenever I'm tackling a new fitness goal, a new weight loss plan, to get organized in the rest of my life helps to free up some more headspace for me to then focus back on myself and what my goals are. So get organized. I would also tell you, this weekend, tonight, go through your recipes, whether they're online, whether they're in 10 different cookbooks, whether they're on Pinterest, and get organized. Have a list. And you can even just write this on a piece of paper. Have your top 20 recipes that you have been wanting to cook and eat, and have them on a sticky note or in your recipe books, and put the page and where you found them, and have 20 in there, because then that way when you're trying to decide, okay, what's for dinner, then you have your go-to list. You can just snag one and use in your meal plan. So getting organized with your recipes, creating the meal plan. Okay, you've got to have a meal plan. You cannot expect to lose weight with winging it and not knowing what you're eating tomorrow. That just does not work, because our brain is still this primitive brain, and it still wants us to eat all the sugar and flour around us, because that gives us the biggest dopamine rush and we get so excited, and our brain thinks it's like crack, literally. So you have to have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, I hate to say this, but you're probably not going to lose weight. You have to know what you're going to eat tomorrow for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and your snacks, and the next day. Even if it's just a plan for the next day, but it has to be a 24-hour plan at least. Ideally, it's the weekly plan. That way you can get your groceries for the week, and it's just a one trip to the grocery store. So sit down, make a plan, plug in those recipes, eat leftovers, make this easy. Meal planning is easy. It's all the mind drama that goes through our heads that get in the way of making a meal plan easy. So get your recipes organized, create your simple meal plan. You can do that in less than 5 minutes. Okay. And then food log. Okay. Right. If you're truly serious on losing weight, you cannot trust yourself to estimate the amount of calories you're eating or the amount of macros that you're eating. You've got to log it. Find a fun food log. There's so many free apps out there. Pick your favorite, and start logging your foods every day. So that way you have an objective view of actually what you're eating throughout the day and how you can adjust it. So you want to look at not only the calories a day, but you want to look at the macros. How much fat, how much protein, how many carbs are you getting? You want to make sure that you're getting good nutrition, right? Like you can't shoot to get 1,200 calories in a day and it be Oreos and a McDonald's hamburger. Well, that's not the goal here. The goal is to eat healthy, eat whole food, plant-based diet, eat real food that is grown from the ground. That's what you want to be eating in your calorie allotment for your day. So food log it and have accountability. Okay, this is the last piece in the plan. Is my clients that I work with love having the accountability, not only with me as a coach, but also having other women on the same journey, having that accountability with other women, to share recipes, to share struggles, to talk about what's working and what's not. So I would love to include you in our accountability group, because there's been so much power for women learning from each other and supporting each other, that it has been so awesome to be a part of this. So have accountability, whether it's with your partner, whether it's your best friend, your mom, your sibling, whoever that is, but make sure they're an accountability partner that is going to push you to be a better version of yourself, not the one who wants to take you to Dairy Queen and get that ice cream. Like that isn't a good accountability partner. You want someone who's going to push you outside of your comfort zone and remind you why you're working towards your weight loss goals when you're forgetting. Okay. So that accountability is so important. So, okay, we're on to the last tip. The first tip was having a goal. The second tip was having a plan. And then the third tip is being prepared for obstacles, okay? Kind of like when we're going on a road trip and you know that you might have a flat tire or the hotel might be sold out or there's a big detour, okay? So you know that there might be obstacles when you're traveling. So same thing with weight loss. You I would encourage you, look ahead. Look ahead if you're looking for weight loss and you know you have this certain goal in mind, and it might take you 3 months or it might take you 2 years. Okay. But looking at that time, what do you got going on in this time frame ahead of you? What obstacles can you predict will happen? Whether it's family celebrations, whether it's graduations, whether it's weddings, whether it's vacations, whether it's life isn't perfect, that there might be some illness or sickness in there that you need to rearrange schedules, whether it's for you or your family or your loved ones that you're caring for. So being prepared on how you want to respond with the obstacles that will come up in your life is so important. If you don't have a plan, then it's so easy to say, oh, I've got a sick kid, screw it. I'm going to eat whatever. I don't have the energy to meal plan. And I get it. Sick kids do tend to throw a wrench in our plans for ourselves, and that's okay. But having a plan on, okay, if you're short on time, let's do these recipes. If this doesn't work out as planned, always kind of have a backup, right? That's so important. So being prepared for those obstacles ahead of you the best you can. Life is life. You're still going to have obstacles that you can't plan for. And I get that. And nobody's perfect, right? But don't have an all or nothing mindset, because that's where really women will struggle with, is that they're either on a diet or they're off. No, stop thinking that way. If you want to lose the weight, you've got to get your mind in the right place to create the lifestyle that you want. And so even when those obstacles come up, if you have a day that's thrown off or a week that's thrown off, know your plan on what it's going to look like to get back into your groove. Okay. So hopefully this helps. I would love to hear your comments, where you're getting stuck at. Please, if you're ready to get this weight off for good, and be a healthier version of yourself so you can create the life that you want in the second part of your life, let's get on a free call together. The show notes have the calendar link. So schedule a time, and I would love to hear where you're struggling and help to create your own plan together. Have a great day.